Hello, everyone. Welcome to TSSR Game Time Live. I'm taking Perry alongside Mr. Emmett Hall, and today we'll be having Macomb Wrestling going up against both Jacksonville and QND. Looking for some good matches today. To start us off, though, we will have a senior night here within a couple moments, so we will allow you to listen to that as we go.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is our pleasure to welcome you to the hangar for tonight's wrestling match as the Macomb Bombers host the Jacksonville Princeps and the Quincy Notre Dame Raiders. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a special night tonight. It is our senior night for the class of 2023 wrestling squad. At this time, we'll meet the members of the senior class that will be graduating at the end of the year. Our first senior, Malachi Butler Gritza, escorted by his dad, Kevin Gritza. Our next senior, Charlie Hernandez, escorted by his parents Lulu and Jose Hernandez. Carter Hogue, escorted by his parents Mark and Katie Hogue. Elliot Parkins, escorted by his parents Mike and Mindy Pilot. Max Reiner, escorted by his parents Joe and Sarah Reiner. Zach Green, escorted by his mom, Mandy McRaven, and his father, Ben Green. And last but certainly not least, Ethan Ladd, escorted by his dad, Coach Luke Ladd, and his mom, Alicia Ladd. On behalf of the wrestling program, congratulations, seniors, on a phenomenal season and a great high school career. On behalf of the wrestling program, we have a small message to read to you seniors. Wrestling is a staple of life, not just a sport, but a way of looking at everything in a different way. A push through all the sweat, every black eye, every drop of blood. Each breath by practice's end, all effectively bandaged by potential victory at the end of each match. Success is not final, failure is not fatal. It is the courage that continues that counts. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for our 2022-23 Macomb Bomber Wrestling Seniors.
And as we set off to begin this night of wrestling, what are you looking forward to tonight, Elliot?
I'm looking for some great matches. I was here just a couple weeks ago, or actually last week, and got to see some great wrestling. So I just kind of want to see the same thing tonight.
Yeah, same here. I'm really looking forward to Ethan Ladd, Max Reiner, two of the ranked wrestlers so far in their respective classes, and Max Reiner only coming off one loss the entire year this year, and that would be against a kid from Fort Madison. So I'd say it's pretty good when your only loss is a kid from someone that isn't in your state. So
Absolutely. I mean, Iowa wrestling is just a whole different breed of wrestlers. So I'm really excited to see Max and Ethan tonight and some of these other younger guys. I mean, senior night is really that night of not only your seniors, but gaining a new group of seniors and kind of seeing how they set the tone tonight on their senior night kind of paves the way for those younger guys.
yeah, and we talked about some of the seniors earlier. You have some other guys like Elliot Parkins, who's been a pretty good staple to this team so far, has been the starter. Along with that, Carter Hogue, who's been locking down his spot on there. And then you have the young, well, not young because he's a senior, but you have the scrappy Charlie Hernandez, who can get out of almost anything you tell him to. But we're going to be in for a good couple of matches tonight. We will take a break, and we will be right back on TSSR Game Time Live.
It was the community that really drew me back to Macomb. I'm from a small community, and I'm from a farm family, and ultimately I always wanted to practice in a place like that, and I felt that I had the ability to connect to people who with a similar background from me, and the fact that the staff members at the hospital and the support, all the support staff at the hospital was also focused with the goal of patient care. It felt like it just all came hammered at home for me.
At Western Illinois University, leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there is limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to TSSR Game Time Live. I'm Tegan Perry alongside Emmett Hill, my bad. But as we said, we're looking to get ready for this amazing amount of matches. It will be heavies on the main mat right there, and then it will be lights on the other mat. We will try to get as many matches as we can, but it seems like starting up over on Macomb's side, it's going to be Malachi Butler Grissom. Looks like he'll be the one getting prepared to start. So, gotcha. Yeah. But as we talked earlier about this, Emmett, what we're looking for, if you're QND or if you're Jacksonville, what is one way you want to disrupt this senior night?
Really just kind of ruining it for senior night. I mean, my job, if I'm wrestling a senior, I want to go out there and almost like embarrass them, you know, because we know that this night's about them. And coming in and just taking care of business would be huge for some of these other guys that are wrestling seniors tonight.
Yeah, and as someone that's wrestled, who has been to other senior nights, you always don't like to interrupt the senior night, but it's the job. That's what you want to do. You want to steal their spotlight. Like, you're a senior and they're paying attention not to you. You take that personally.
Right. And you just go out there, and, I mean, every match is the same. You know, they always say. But it was nothing like even when you went for even football and you ruined someone's senior night. It was like the best feeling as the opponent.
Yep. As we always say, if you want to ask us any questions or tell us where you're watching from, make sure to always post it in our chat. Other than that, it will be Macomb versus QND to start off on the left mat. So we will take another short break, and we will be right back.
I grew up in a small town in Missouri, and I like the feel of community. I like knowing the people that I take care of and knowing the people around me, providing care for someone that you know is in this community and helping them to get better.
Welcome back to TSSR Game Time Live. As they are starting to announce the matches, I was wrong. First, it's going to be Quincy versus Jacksonville on the other mat, and it's going to be Macomb versus Jacksonville on the main mat over there. So I know we said this earlier. Non-seniors, who are you looking forward to today?
Last week, I believe it was Quisenberry, Talon. He had a huge match last week that kind of helped them win that duel against Tremont. So I'm kind of curious and excited to see what he comes out with tonight. And I think that was a big match for them last week. And just looking for someone that's going to step up tonight and kind of be the Talon. But I am excited to see Talon wrestle tonight.
Yeah, three very good wrestling teams. Jacksonville's always been good, no matter what. Macomb has started to slowly get the foundations of a program going, and then QND always been sort of the one team in your conference you want to beat.
Yeah, QND, I mean, it was big, like beating them in football, but you can only do so much in football. Now it's one-on-one, you against, your other opponent, and I love seeing QND come into the gym.
Yeah. It's always good when you're playing against QND because you get this sort of confidence built up in you. Like, we think we're going to take them down. But if you're on QND, you're on the side of these teams think they can beat us. No. So as we get ready to go here, we already have one of the Jacksonville coaches talking to the referees. I did want to ask this. What is the class that you like the most? As someone that's played for 152, do you think 152 is the best, or is there another class you prefer?
I really think anywhere between that, like 135 to about 170. Nothing against those other weight classes, but it just seemed like that weight area, it was just getting the cream of the crop. And I mean, every time you wrestle in those areas, you know that you're always going to get a heck of a match, and it was going to be a dogfight.
Dante Drake in the chat says Jacksonville Crimsons does have a pretty good wrestling from Central State 8 conference, so it's always good. We on the other mat we have a forfeit. I do not know the name, but Jacksonville gets 6 points against QND.
See, I'm not too familiar, Dante. I'm not too familiar with Jacksonville's conference.
Well, as we slowly get started on this mat, we will see. I believe that is Elliot Perkins. I could very well be wrong. My eyes do often lie to me, but. We're looking for a good match.
That looks like Connor Bishop.
Connor Bishop?
Yep,
Okay.
Connor Bishop on mat 1.
Well, as we get set away, Connor being very defensive. He goes in for a shot, but it is stuffed by Jacksonville. Connor trying to get out of that early cradle. However, he just lets him back up. Yep. And as you heard over the mic, probably, it was indeed Connor Bishop. Connor getting back into that cradle again, trying to get out of it.
Connor just needs the kick.
Unfortunately, he wasn't able to get it done that time. But for Jacksonville, you always love winning the first match. It gives your team a little bit of motivation. If you're Macomb, you always just want to be like, hey, forget that match. That's one match. You want to get right back to the next one.
It looks like we're going to have a pretty good matchup right here.
Carter Hogue, one of the scrappiest wrestlers I know. He will never back down from a fight no matter what, whether it's on the football field, whether it's on the mat, no matter what. He always strives to win. He strives to be better. Very defensive wrestling from both wrestlers so far.
Yeah, Connor right now, or
Carter.
Carter Hogue right now just kind of needs to really just stick to his match. You know, work what he knows that, you know, he can get.
And Carter is able to get the leg. I get Connor and Carter confused because they're back-to-back to each other, but they'll head back to the center and reset. Very defensive, Carter is. However, he takes a shot right there as he tries to get around.
His biggest thing right now, he needs to get his head up and cut to that other leg.
Yeah, and he almost got him there. It's just he got out of bounds. That's one of the things. You got the runners sometime in wrestling that are just able to get out of nothing. You see it a lot in lower classes, but even in some of the heavier classes, you got those sneaky fast guys. Some people that have small, short bursts of energy. As Carter takes a shot, it misses and fails.
I mean, Connor's been pretty active in this. I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see a stalling call.
Yeah. He likes playing his own game, though. That's something that Coach Weston has preached a lot. Play your own game. Don't play into his game, and that's always a good strategy. Carter may have some of the senior night jitters. I mean, you always start out a little bit antsy on senior night because it's all about you. You want to get some confidence in yourself. However, he takes a shot with 2 seconds to go. As he tries to take him down, it will be the end of the first period.
That was a great first period of wrestling, both sides.
Yeah, just both very defensive, not letting the other one get around and get the points. Now here comes the coin flip, and it seems that Carter will take down. So he probably won it.
Yeah, I would say he took down just in case this goes to any type of sudden victory. You know, you're going to have the first choice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So you definitely want to score first.
Yeah. Carter tries to run back up and is able to get the point. And thus, the clock starts ticking for Jacksonville. So far, very defensive wrestling so far, and you got to take an offensive shot and hope that it works. It's hard. As Carter is trying to trip him over, and he is almost able to. Unfortunately, he gets back up in time. He grabs the other leg, but drops the other one. And instead, they focus on top fighting. Carter with hand control. You always love hand control. That's when the coaches scream the most. Whenever you're not grabbing someone's hand, you either better be on the mat or you better be getting a pin.
Right. I was wondering when the stall call was coming. So it looks like Jacksonville's been hit with that.
Carter takes a shot. However, it doesn't work, and they will go back to neutral. Coach Weston yelling some advice to Carter Hogue. Something that I was very, very, very used to seeing throughout my entire time.
Yeah, sometimes during my match I see Coach Ladd slam the clipboard down.
I've seen a match where Coach Ladd looked redder than a cherry. So I think that's one of his goals, not to be like that tonight. And
Carter just got another
point.
Another point for stall.
Yeah, it's just no moves being able to be made by Jacksonville right now. Trying to get something to happen, and it just won't work as the second period will go to a close here. Again, we thank you guys for watching. And remember, if you have anything interesting, any old wrestling facts or any interesting thing you want to say, make sure to drop it in the chat. As the third period begins to set on away, Jacksonville is able to get out, and Carter goes for the shot. He has the foot, trying to see what he can do with it, just trying to push him down somehow. He trips him, isn't able to get around him in time, though. Still a stalemate on the bottom. Trying to get around.
That's a great scramble.
Yep.
Great scramble.
2 points to Carter. It is 5-1 right now, even though it doesn't say on the scoreboard. Ooh, picks him up and drops him back down. That's something that you never want to experience or be on the other side of wrestling. Never fun when someone decides to take you on a little roller coaster of a ride. However, they run out of bounds, and they will go back to the middle with 1:01 to go. Now, this is where stalling becomes good if you're Carter. You just want to lay on top of him, seem like you're doing something, but not really. It's always good to save, if you do have to stall, save up till the very end. As Jacksonville stands up, it is now 4-2. A takedown would now be very dangerous for Carter, so expect him to probably defend a lot from neutral here, as Jacksonville has to take a shot if they want to have a chance at this.
I think Carter right here just needs to still be aggressive. I know he's up by 2. But he just needs to be aggressive. Don't put the match in an official's hand or the other wrestler.
Lynn Dunk says, "Go Bombers." I'm sure a lot of people here would be rooting for the Bombers right now. As 13 seconds to go, all Carter has to do is just not make many mistakes. However, Carter gets hit with a stalling call, and he will try to take a shot, and the clock will run out as Carter Hogue wins 4-2 on senior night against Jacksonville.
Wrestling at 170 pounds on mat number 1. Abram Davison, Jacksonville, and Hector Mamie, Macomb.
Hector Mamie will be up on the mat next. A soccer player, if I am not to be mistaken. He could, I think he may have also done football as well. But however, Hector definitely has the speed, to say the least. However, can that speed pay off against Jacksonville? As we get underway here, as Hector almost has him. Here. However, he gets his head locked and gets rolled onto his back. He's trying his best to bridge out of there, get closer and closer.
Right now he needs to just fight to get out of bounds.
Yeah.
Fight to get out of bounds.
He's almost got it. He doesn't have the other shoulder to the ground. He's doing his best. He's rolling. He's almost. Oh, that. I don't know about that one. He seemed kind of out of bounds there, but fortunately, the pin is the call. Jacksonville will get this one.
At 182 pounds, mat number 1, Keaton Wilhelm.
So good fight till the very end, even though it was a fairly shorter one. You always love to see a wrestler fight till the very end.
Yeah, right there. Just knowing your area or where you're at on the mat. He's pretty dead to the rights, and right there you just gotta work to get out of bounds.
Yeah. And out comes one of Macomb's really good athletes. Max Reiner. I could say many things about him that are very positive. However, I often just feel like letting his work show, just to show his greatness. So as Max coming off with a little bit more offensive approach. Max just has a little bit of a twitch that gets almost every single opponent of his off guard. He also has some freakishly strong strength as well. So
Yeah, right now, Max needs to set it up a little bit better with his double legs.
he's lifting him. Ooh, what a good takedown there. However, continue.
I was just saying, Max was going in and he had that blast double, and he just sets that up a little bit better. That double leg's gonna be extremely hard to stop.
Yeah. Strong lower body too, as Max tries to turn him over to his back. If Max could just potentially get that half Nelson in or power Nelson in, he could get him to his back. He has that arm, but it seems like he's trying to get a chicken wing to go in, but it's just not working.
Right now, it's getting pretty close to the end of the match. Max needs to work on like a cheap little tilt, get some points, and suck him back here.
At least you want to try to get at least some back points in this situation. .13 to go. As Max is trying to turn, unfortunately, he isn't able to do it. However, it seems that this period will come to a close as Max Reiner leads against Jacksonville 2-0. I do agree with what you said earlier. Good. It was a good shot from Max, but just get that turnover and be able to get more points going into the next period.
Whose decision was that? Was that Jacksonville? Jacksonville won that coin toss?
I believe so. They're going out of bounds there. They will start back from the middle again. As Max goes in for a shot and is able to get him close to his back and get two.
Right now, he needs to just keep the legs split and go for a little Turk.
Yeah, you don't like that. Don't like it when your hips are on your side. You like your hips flat.
Yeah, right here he needs to grab the far shoulder.
Yeah.
Work on the Turk.
Yeah. Trying to. Can't really see from this angle, but I just assume he's trying to turn him and get into his back. It's just whatever he's doing, Jacksonville is providing a great defense against, which if you want to get back in this, you might have to go, move back to you might have to go top next one just so you can try to get him down. However, because it just seems like no matter what, Max refuses to go down. 47 seconds to go in the second period of action.
Right here, Max needs to swim, climb up the body, start swimming for a half. He's right there on his side. He needs to swim for a half here.
Reaching for the back of his head, he's finally got that power Nelson in from the looks of it, but he doesn't go for it. However, he opts for the bar, hoping to turn him over. Coaches always say this: when you're going for the bar, you always want to pin their hand to the mat, no matter where you go. However, he is able to get out of that.
Now he just needs to stay home. He's got short time.
Yep. So as we have 4 seconds left to go, it'll be 4-0 going into the next period. And if you're Jacksonville, probably take top. Or, no, I believe Jacksonville won the toss. So Max, you're playing Max's game now. He chooses to take bottom, from what I know. So we'll see if Max has a short little burst of energy to get here. And he is able to counter Jacksonville. Grab the back of his leg. Trying to get that cradle hooked in, but he's just barely out of reach.
Max needs a crossface right here. Just crossface, get his leg back.
However, he turns around for the 2 points. There we go. 6-0, and for Max, just ride into the sunset for the rest of this. Try to do your best. Work to not stall.
Right now, Max's thing is, I know we want him to win the match and stuff, but right now we're on the verge of team points here. So if Max can get 2 more points, he can get the major decision.
Yep. You at least want to get that. However,
so Max needs to turn him right here, so he can get that major decision.
And that is 8 points or 7 points?
No, for major decision you get 4.
Yeah. No, I mean for how many points you have to be up by. Is it 8 or 7?
You got to be up by 8 for the major.
Gotcha.
So right now he needs to work and a cheap little tilt to get a couple points here.
He's going to let him get up so he can try to take him down again.
Coach Ladd knows what's on the line. He told Max, you got to take him down and get 2 takedowns.
Yeah. Yeah, as you can tell, whenever you get the third period, you always get gassed. So, and also in the third period too, whenever you hear that alarm, you're like, "Is that my alarm? Does that mean I'm done?"
Yeah, that was the worst thing, is catching yourself, hearing the other match going off, and you hear that buzzer and you stop for a second.
Yeah, as a heavyweight, once you're in the second period, you're only 30 seconds in. You hear another alarm, you're like, "Yay, I'm done!" And then you turn to coach and you're like, "Hey, buddy, get your eyes on the wrestling."
Right.
But yeah, 8-1 decision for Max Reiner, as he will get his senior night victory.
Wrestling on mat number 2.
And up next, another one of the great wrestlers on this team, Ethan Ladd. Ranked, I believe, 6th in state. He is looking to build up upon his repertoire and notch another victory into that column. He's always playing for state seeding at this point, deep into January. As once you get the state, it's all comes down the record. Seeding's important, but as Ethan tries to work in his offense, as he looks to make something happen. Ethan normally likes taking shots, but a bit surprised he hasn't taken a little bit so far this match.
I mean, he's locking up with this kid. That high crouch single's open. I think Ethan sees it. He's just right now just working a little bit, trying to get to a swoop single.
Yeah. Try to work that swoop single in. However, they're close to out of bounds. Got to work back in. Don't want to get that stalling call. Might have another low-scoring match on our hands. As both wrestlers just try to make something happen, trying their best. Unfortunately, just hasn't been able to do much so far. As we have 20 seconds left to go in this period. Got to make a quick move soon. Short time. As you can hear Coach Ladd's voice break out over there. But, yeah. 11.4 to go. You want to take a real quick shot here for if you're either player. However, both players just very defensive and not letting the other get a move in on them as the end of the first period will go.
That was a great first period. Ethan going into the second and third period really needs to start wrestling his match. That first period, it seemed like he was wrestling into the Jacksonville wrestler and kind of going his pace. Ethan just got to work on getting his stuff done.
Yeah, and you can tell you're in for a good match when either the scores are 0-0 or 10-10. You always like to see those types of matches because it's always high, fast action or just really, really great defense and very smart wrestling from both people. Ethan trying to, I think, go for that right arm there. Try to pull it in.
He's really digging to try to get that bar out.
Yeah. You want to avoid a stalling call if you're Jacksonville. You haven't made much to try to stand back up. You don't want to be hit with that. One of the issues that one of the other Jacksonville wrestlers had at the beginning. Uh-oh. Oh, and out. That's at least a good spot to be in if you're if you're not letting them up right there.
Yeah, right now, Ethan just got to keep doing what he's doing. I'm really shocked that Jacksonville hasn't been hit with a stall call.
Yeah.
Wrestling on mat number 2.
And they will go out of bounds again.
Quincy, Notre Dame.
Trying to work some. Going into the second period, what do you usually prefer? Do you like taking top or do you prefer taking bottom?
I prefer taking. I always defer that second period if it's my choice. I'd rather defer, just because come into that third round and stuff. Usually you're kind of gassed, but taking down in that third period is kind of crucial.
Yeah, that's true. For me, I do like deferring, but when worse comes to worse, bigger guys like me, I prefer taking top because even if I reach that third period, if I'm up by like at least a point, I know that I can keep him down for a solid 2 minutes because looking at him, I'm like, well, I'm basically wrestling myself. So
Right.
as long as I just know what I'm going to do and defend that and attempt to try to get him to his back, I'll win the match.
Wrestling on mat number 2.
I don't know. I hated wrestling going on top at the third period. You're pretty sweaty, kind of losing the grip of things.
Yeah. Another thing why I just prefer tops because I was always the greatest at taking people down. I wasn't always the greatest at standing up. But as Ethan tries to turn him to his back, and the refs won't call that. Coach Ladd is not happy with that call at all. He wants to discuss it with the ref. He did have a shoulder blade on the mat. I'm not sure why they didn't call a back call there.
Yeah, right there, Coach Ladd is upset at the fact of his wrestler or the Jacksonville wrestler's back was completely exposed to the mat, and Coach Ladd was looking for him to start the count to get those back points.
Yeah. However, Ethan, with what you say is the better advantage, taking down, got to break those arms right there. You want to do it. However, he's not able to, but is taken back down. However, they're calling locked hands. 1 point going to Ethan as they had locked hands going down. Oh, no, it seems like there will be.
That seems kind of touche, but I feel like the official missed a call, and he tried to pay it back.
Yeah. You don't know. The mind of the official is very complex.
I agree. I mean, you only have so many seconds to make those calls and see them.
Yeah. And I'll say this too. You could get Albert Einstein, Stephen Hawking, all those people in the same room. they could not decipher what goes on inside of a referee's brain 99% of the time.
True statement.
Anywho, you're in a great position if you're Ethan Ladd. You're up by a point, and you go, oh, no, he's choosing to go neutral. Ethan Ladd's crutch is now.
He just knows with that locked hands and giving up a point, the best thing it has is to get the takedown here.
Yeah. However, both wrestlers were really good defending. Out of bounds call there. But, yeah. Ooh, coming in with that strong hit to the back of the neck. You never like to experience that coming right back.
No, and the crowd didn't take too well to it either.
Yeah, it's just. Oh, that's bad positioning as Ethan Ladd gets the takedown. 2 and the 2. They will go back to the center, and 1:09 to go in this third period. The world is your oyster if you're Ethan Ladd. Do whatever you want to make sure he doesn't get any more points at this point. Ooh, trying to wheel him down from the back there, but it will go out of bounds.
Ethan's got 55 seconds. He needs a turn. He needs 4 points here to get that major decision. Help the team out on 2 points right now.
At the very least, get him to his back and let him back up, and then go for another takedown. Ooh, oh, almost there. He almost has the pin. He's on his. Oh, he's finally calling the back points. He gets to a count of 5. Ethan using his foot to pin him. I've never in my life seen somebody's foot used to pin them.
Right now, Ethan needs 2.
You got 15 seconds here. If you're Ethan, just let him back up. Oh, no. However, the period will come to a close as Ethan Ladd wins by a decision of 7-2. I will say this. I have never in my life seen someone get pinned by just putting their foot on their chest.
I've seen that multiple times, and the other one that I've seen is a leg cradle. I couldn't imagine coming back to the crowd knowing that you got pinned in a leg cradle.
Yeah. However, coming out from Macomb is another senior, Malachi Butler Grissom. No. But, anywho, as the heavyweight match goes, as a fellow heavyweight, this is my favorite match, and I may be a bit biased saying that, but never in a heavyweight match will you see a bunch of very grown people throw each other to the ground. As Malachi tries to work in that tight hand on the back, trying to work something here, pulling him down. However, nothing's happening. If he just got his foot somehow behind him. Oh, Malachi is getting tripped, and he's going to his back. However, he's able to get down on the ground, but he has that power half in. Such a move. However, his Jacksonville's headgear will fall off. Malachi will take bottom here. 1:20 to go. And as a heavyweight, as I said earlier, you're always easy to get back down. It's not as easy to get back up. So Malachi trying to work, sitting on his feet, trying to roll out of bounds here. However, it's very close to the call here. Jacksonville's feet just barely touching the green, barely touching the orange there. And there you go. There's the out of bounds call. And Coach Ladd giving some advice to Malachi. Normally what I would do in this situation, whenever I did it, just keep your arms as stiff as possible and then just get your knees up as fast as possible. As Malachi gets put to his back, as he tries to bridge, he's doing his best, trying to get something. Isn't able to get that other shoulder blade down as it's just caught on his thigh. However, he will get pinned. Tough. But good job from Jacksonville there. He was able to take him down and ride him the entire time and be able to get him to his back. So, could you say that again?
Does that conclude the duel with Jacksonville?
I don't think so. I think we're just waiting for that the other mat to be open. We will take a quick 15-second break as we get everything situated on the floor. You're listening to TSSR Game Time Live.
I see acute injuries on the field. I see ankle sprains. I see ACL knee injuries, as well as in the clinic. It's very rewarding to see them from on the field injury to rehab to transition back to their event.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to TSSR Game Time Live. As we got through there for the Macomb and Jacksonville on the heavier side of the bracket, what were some things that you saw that you were really impressed by or really intrigued by?
Just how everybody was being aggressive. We talked about it earlier about how these seniors were going to come out, and I believe Max and Ethan really set the tone and did great. And you know, some of those that failed in that, or that took losses in that first duel, they just need to bounce back and get ready for QND.
Yeah, same here. Something that I was really impressed by is that even though there were some losses, no matter what, Macomb always fought till the very end. That's one thing that you can sometimes see, not really a wrestler giving up per se, but a wrestler feeling defeated. No one during that entire time felt defeated. They all felt like they were doing something right.
Right.
But, yep, as we go, I believe it will either be the lighter side of the bracket for QND and Macomb or Macomb and Jacksonville. We will show you that as soon as we can. Until then, you're listening to TSSR Game Time Live. We'll be right back.
It was the community that really drew me back to Macomb. I'm from a small community, and I'm from a farm family, and ultimately I always wanted to practice in a place like that, and I felt that I had the ability to connect to people who with a similar background from me, and the fact that the staff members at the hospital and the support, all the support staff at the hospital was also focused with the goal of patient care. It felt like it just all came hammered at home for me.
I chose the MDH OBGYN group because I've heard wonderful things about Dr. Smith. And upon entering the office, I really got along with everybody and got a warm feeling. The staff is warm and inviting and welcoming. It's a small community, so it's a really nice hospital to have here in the rural area. I continue to choose MDH because of the relationships I have. I really enjoy everybody here.
Welcome back to TSSR Game Time Live. I am Taken Perry, along with, I always just keep on forgetting your name, Emmett Hall. I am so sorry. I am sorry, Emmett. I apparently cannot speak or see today.
I won't hold it against you.
We'll just settle this on the mat, okay? We'll settle this on the mat. As we get ready for our next match, we will have QND going up against Talon, the guy that you were so high praised of. Let's see if he can be able to live up to your expectations here, as a lot of very top fighting is happening. trying to work something in. Oh no, I'm very much mistaken. That is not Talon Questenberry. That is. He's gonna yell at me for this after this. That is Kyler Ames. I am very sorry, Kyler, as Kyler breaks away. On the other mat right now, we have. I think we have some JV matches. However, it's Macomb against Jacksonville. However, back to the main match for Kyler. Trying just to work something in there. Nothing's really seeming to work.
Now we're wrestling varsity. Is it varsity on mat 1? Or
yeah,
right
it's
now
varsity
we're
on mat
JV?
1 and then JV on mat 2. We got mat 1 on there so far. But yeah, it's just Kyler's trying his best to work something. It's just not getting in there. As there's 15 seconds to go, seems that both wrestlers are, I'm not going to say content going into the next period, but are working to next period, as this first period will come to a close here. It will be Macomb's decision, and they will, and Coach Ladd will tell Kyler to go down. I mean, sometimes the best thing you could do in that situation is go down, just so you can get right back up. However,
well, and that kind of gets the match going too, picking down there and getting out.
trying to work back up.
So right now, Kyler needs to just build his base and work on getting a stand-up.
Yeah.
Get a quick, cheap point.
As on the other mat, Alex Brown is currently winning against Jacksonville 4-2 as they go into the second period. In the JV match, Kyler just working his defense, trying his best to get up. On the other side, QND is trying to get that power half in and is almost able to and is trying to drive. However, he gets on his back. Kyler's fighting and fighting and fighting. He's unfortunately stopped, though, as the pin will come in the second period. Just sucks a little bit, but it's always just on to the next match. It's always how you got to view it. As we take a look over towards the match between Alex Brown and Jacksonville. Alex working very defensively right now. Also, I read that wrong. Alex is down by 2. Jacksonville's up by 6. Alex able to work back to his back. Trying to work something. Got that bar in and is trying to turn him over. Alex working from his back, trying to do. He needs the bridge here. He's almost got it, and there he goes. He's able to break out.
It was a great fight to get off his back there.
Yep. Gotta watch out if you're Jacksonville. You don't want to get out. However,
right now Alex is all right. They're almost out of bounds, so no points will be awarded here.
Yep. 3 seconds to go in the second period in this JV match, an exhibition. Yeah, and this is the heavyweight part where both guys are just. It's like trying to walk straight after your legs have been put through a blender. Wait, I was stepping left and now I'm on the ground. Wait, what happened?
Ooh, Alex was going for a big throw there.
Yeah.
Trying to get a 5-point move.
Yeah. I mean, he needs to. He's down by 6 right now. You got to tug him, and pull him. The back of that neck gets weaker and weaker as the time goes by. But unfortunately for you, you're also weaker. Oh, he's trying.
Alex right here is going to get a legal move.
Ooh. He's supposed to have it in front of the... Oh, no.
So right there, he got that illegal move
Yeah.
because he's got to get the arm in with the head. Right there, he didn't have the arm in there.
Okay. Maybe Alex would benefit more by doing what Jacksonville is doing, is getting behind him and then just tossing him to the ground. That's a classic heavyweight move right there. Yeah. The one thing I like to say about heavyweights, doesn't matter how you do it, as long as you get him down, you feel like a king. However, Alex gets taken to the ground with 1:07 to go in the third period. He's determined in this match. He's fighting and fighting and fighting. Oh, almost got it. Oh,
Very quick pin there.
I do not like that.
That's a very, very quick pin.
That
All right, looks like we're going to have our first girl match of the night.
Yep. As we will... Oh, no, I don't think so. It seems Macomb will preoccupy that mat for now.
Looks
as
like
they
they're just
fix
some
it.
of the tape got weak, so they're going to retape it.
Yep. I will say this, something that we talked about earlier today is that the inclusion of women's wrestling. Normally back then women didn't often wrestle, but now with this new age of that we live in now, it seems that there's a lot more women out there who are confident and proud to go out and do wrestling and want to try it.
I love seeing it in the sport. I remember when I wrestled and we wrestled against girls, wrestling guys all the time. It couldn't have been great, but I did see multiple girls go to the state finals and do very well against guys. So I'm really excited that it's evolving this girls' sport of wrestling. I love seeing it for the sport of wrestling.
Yeah, and we talked about this earlier. Wrestling isn't a boy or girl sport. It is a weight class sport. If you can make the weight, you can wrestle the match. It's not about, and we also said this earlier, it doesn't matter. Not everyone can wrestle, but a great wrestler can come from anywhere. And right now, as Macomb tries to stuff the head here and turn, they'll break up that match right there, and they'll go back to neutral. As you can hear some of the fans here screaming 2 for the other match. But back to our current one. Stuffing the head here would be a perfect move. Stuffing that head and then just being able to get around and get the points is what I like to do the most. But different wrestlers means different strategies. Come up 2-0 right now. Trying to turn her to her back. Stuffing that head right there, trying to turn her out. However, the first period will come to a close. As we get back to the second period of action on the other mat, Kelly Ladd unfortunately pinned as some of her teammates cheer her up. I apologize for not knowing some of the names. Unfortunately, this is a very wide roster, and I would hate to have to guess a name on here. So, as Macomb tries to go in for the pin again. Just what are you seeing right now that's been working for Macomb?
I mean, a lot of wrestling, because we're on both mats, so it's really hard to follow. We weren't able to get Kelly's match on, but she had a pretty tough match. But as for these two girls over here, I mean, they're battling, so you can't ask for much more.
Yeah, this is just one of those matches where our words can't really describe it, and we just want to let the wrestlers do most of the talking. So as it's 2-2 in the second period.
Right now she just needs to get her leg back and put her crossface in there and try to get two. She got 30 seconds to accomplish that.
Yeah.
So she needs to stuff the head and start spinning around. Looks like the official is going to call a stalemate here.
As there are 17 seconds to go, we also want to remind you again, if you have anything to say, any interesting facts or anything that you want to say from your wrestling days,
that was a nice
remember to
step
put in
down
the chat.
by Macomb.
Yeah, that was really beautiful right there.
Right now, coaches need to be yelling at her. She just needs to hang tight. Yeah. Right now, Coach Weston's giving. She's going to pick neutral.
Yeah. You always want to, in this situation, you always want to give it to the wrestler because they know how it's going. Trying to go in for that. Oh, she just falls to her back there. She's pinned to the mat.
Right now, the official.
And that'll be a pin for Macomb. She just sort of fell there, couldn't handle the strength. However, good fight for Jacksonville. You always hate going that far into a match only to come up just short. Anywho, it seems that they will start the next set of matches as QND is preparing to go up and take on the first bat. We don't know the exact scores of each meet. However, I believe Jacksonville is winning against Macomb. And on the other side, I believe that the case is true again for Jacksonville beating Quincy.
Yeah, it's been a little different. I think that before when I would wrestle and we would do a triangular dual match, we usually wrestled that one team varsity final score and then move to the next duel. And it looks like they're just kind of jumping around, getting matches in tonight.
Yeah, I was going to say for me too, like normally I'm used to the, oh, you wrestle all this team, then we go to the next one. We
Yeah.
take like maybe a 5-minute break and then go to the next one. But with the girls division now into play, you don't know. But seems that each team will be given a short little break, so we will too. Just a reminder, you are watching TSSR Game Time Live. We will be right back after a few messages.
When my parents told me they'd be using Adam's Experts, I felt a bit replaced. I mean, they always called me to remove their viruses or get their printer connected to Wi-Fi. He even set up their new Roku.
How do I adopt a new son?
But then he taught me a few things. And now, we're like tech brothers.
Adam's Experts. Repair, maintenance, and setup for all your home technology needs.
MDH Sport Medicine Rehab is just not for the athlete. We see a variety of ages, getting them from having pain to no pain to get back to their normal activities and their prior level of function.
At Western Illinois University, leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there is limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
I see acute injuries on the field. I see ankle sprains. I see ACL knee injuries, as well as in the clinic. It's very rewarding to see them from on-the-field injury to rehab to transition back to their event.
Welcome back to TSSR Game Time Live. Emmett Hall this time. I need to get better with that.
You might get it after the next break.
Yeah, I definitely will. But Emmett Hall taking Perry here as we get ready for our another set of matches. This time on that one, it will be Connor Bishop from Macomb up against Quincy. It was said during the break that this is the match that we'll be doing the heavier weights, and the other ones will be doing the lighter ones.
So the heavier weights right now, QND and Macomb are wrestling varsity, and then we got Jacksonville and Macomb, and they're wrestling varsity as well. They're just wrestling the lower weights.
Yeah, but as Connor tries to go in for an attack, just unable to. However, he gets behind him, trying to work something there, but it's just his face is getting stuffed. However, it'll be 2 points to QND.
Right now, Connor just needs a belly out.
And he's got locked in the cradle. However, he gets out, and he gets some back points. Ooh. Oh, yeah. I don't like being in that position at all, even with the lock hands. Just having your leg caught between them is just never a fun experience.
Yeah, that turned out to a good favor. I mean, those are such scary moves there.
I'd rather be taken down over the top rather than be taken down through the legs.
I believe last week when I was working with Dwayne, he talked about Connor being a first-year wrestler.
It is his first year, and he's been showing promise to these coaches here.
Which is pretty good because it's really hard to come in and be a first-year wrestler in high school. You know, a lot of the guys that you wrestle usually have some years of experience, but Connor's been doing a great job.
Yeah, as a first-year wrestler myself who went in my freshman year, Connor is doing his first year in his junior year, so I commend him for that. As for me, my first-year wrestlers, you're never going to be that guy. Like, I didn't even get my first match until regionals, where I somehow took third place. But it's all about the perfect timing, and you will always kind of have that perfect timing when you have that one match.
Yeah, right now Connor's still in the match. He's down 4-1 in the first period. A takedown to end this period really changes it.
Yeah, and then you're only down by 1, and then a stand-up changes it. However, Connor gets put to his back with 15 seconds to go. Normally, unfortunately, he gets pinned there.
That was definitely a great match by Connor.
And Carter Hogue will be up for next match. Again, for Connor. Not Connor, Carter. I have not been good with names today. He's hoping to rectify his first match.
Yeah, Connor's having Carter had a great first match, and now he just is trying to solidify the second match with a great senior night.
Yep. 2 points for him as he just lets him up and goes for it again. As he looks to turn. As he's up 4-0. Trying to roll him over there. However, that forearm right there is, they will call a stoppage. Carter will just let him up there. So he goes in for a shot and is able to take him down and almost roll him over. Fortunately, he's just going to let him up again. Takes another shot. Unfortunately, it is blocked.
Yeah, Carter needs to get a takedown here and get some back points.
Yeah. I have no idea if I've been saying Carter or Connor the entire time because it's so similar name. However, Carter
looks like
trying
it's
to
a
get
done match.
Yep. Well, I'll say it right this time. Carter Hogue with the pin, and I'm sure that's the only thing that matters to him right now. Good match from Carter. And Hector coming back out looking to right his wrongs from his first match where he got pinned.
Looks like we got injury time on the varsity match between Macomb and Jacksonville.
Yeah, you never like to see that.
The tough thing is when you have a legal move and you injure someone. I mean, they can very well. It could end the match that night because of the illegal move.
You also never just want to. I know as a wrestler, you want to hurt your opponent, but you don't want to hurt your opponent. You know what I mean?
Yeah, physically. I'd rather hurt my opponent on the scoreboard.
Yeah. At the end of the day, that's what matters. However, Hector Maymai trying to break out. He is able to with 1:15 to go. Oh, if he can sweep around there, he almost...
QND almost pinned himself.
Yeah. If he just was able to get around. Oh, however, he caught himself there.
Well, right here, Hector's in a good position because the QND kid has his arm underneath his shoulder blade.
Fortunately, I can't see from this angle. However, he gets pinned. It was a good attempt from Hector. Unfortunately, he just wasn't able to capitalize on a mistake.
Next up on mat number 1, receiving a forfeit at 182 pounds, Noah Alger.
And as the next one, we'll get Max Reiner.
Hunter Hayes, Jacksonville, Ethan Hoyt, Macomb.
We'll have Max Reiner on the mat. Again, as we said earlier, there's many positive things I can say about Max Reiner. So I'm just going to let his work do the talking. As he does his pre-ritual warm-up. Max looking to make this match done in a snap. See Trez going for a shot. Unfortunately, he backs out for just a moment. Taking his time, something that he likes to do. Oh, and QND just falls down.
QND kid looked like he tried to do a throw and kind of slipped.
Unfortunately, he only has the shoulder, doesn't have the entirety of the back. Fortunately, that won't get points. Max trying to use the rest of his body to get him back. However, he'll just roll and try to go for that. Try to drive there. Max's best quality is that he can work great from whatever position. However, working from top, he has a great advantage against most other wrestlers. As you see there, he lets him up just to push him back down again. Sort of like letting a fish have a little bit of hope before yanking him back.
Yeah, right now he's working on an arm bar and kicking around the head. Now, right now, he needs to jump to the other side and scoop the head.
He can't. Oh, he's got his body on his chest, and he's got that locked in. It's just now. Oh, and he just barely misses the clock with 6 seconds left.
First period finish is a great one.
One at 220 pounds, receiving a forfeit, Ethan Ladd.
Max sealed his senior night with a
beautiful pin.
Yes.
And I know it's a win in Ethan's book, but unfortunately, he won't be wrestling again against QND.
Aiden Bernier, Quincy, Notre Dame. Malachi Butler, Macomb.
Hayden Adair. I remember him. I believe he is the kid that I faced my senior season. He's a heck of a wrestler. I'll give him that. If you're Malachi, though, you wanna just wear him down as much as possible. So, there you go.
Right now, I'm really pulling for Malachi. Maybe we can end his senior year at home, which I think they have another home meet.
I think so, too.
But end his night with a W here.
Yeah. Just got to yank and pull. Get that hand tight around the neck and just keep on pulling and pulling no matter what.
I used to love watching heavyweight wrestling.
It
seemed
so
like it was always, you knew a heavyweight was in the house when that big slam happened.
Yeah. For the best thing about a heavyweight match is like it's just two people going at each other. It's like a Ford F-150 and a Chevy Silverado just going at it against each other. See which one can tow the car out the side of the cliff. Anyway, very defensive match from both people, but Malachi's unfortunately taking the first to take down. Trying his best here to just defend and make sure he doesn't do anything.
Yeah, right now Malachi just needs to work on getting one.
Yeah.
That's all he's got to get
Oh,
through his head right now. Is
he almost
standing
has it.
up, getting
Ooh.
one. Come back up.
Yeah. Got to try again. No, it sucks, but you got 8 seconds left. You got to. Unfortunately, I don't think he's going to be able to get it in time as the period comes to a close. QND will be up by 2. On the other mat right now, I think we have some of the lower weight matches going on. I can't tell who that is from here, but it'll be Jacksonville against Macomb. As the second period for Malachi begins, he unfortunately loses his grip. You got to build your base back up right there. Take as much time as you can to build your base. Just don't let him break it.
Right now he needs to work on getting long.
Oh, what the?
I remember that move.
Ooh.
We used to call it the stack.
He was almost able to counter it a bit. However, that's a quick pin for Malachi, unfortunately.
That's a tough move. Tough move when you get stuck in it.
And then the respect, the chest bump. I've always said it should be a rule that instead of handshake, both wrestlers at the very end for heavyweight just chest bump each other.
All right, now we're going to some of the
other
varsity matches of the lighter weights against Jacksonville.
Macomb is up by 8 in the third period. However, he just needs to defend here for these last couple of seconds. There's an 18 to go. Well, you don't want to do that. You want to get out real quick. Get off your back. Use your head to bridge.
Right now the official's not checking, but it's illegal with the split.
2 seconds to go, and he barely makes it. He barely makes it. He'll call 3.
Winner by decision, mat number 2, Ethan Hoyt.
Ethan Hoyt with the win.
Now wrestling on mat number 2, 120 pounds, Alexis Seymour, Jacksonville, Shelton Clayton, Macomb.
I think that Shelton Clayton up for the next match. Now we start getting into the territory of people I unfortunately don't have the knowledge of. However, I'm very confident in him. So, as this match begins, Jacksonville's got that very strong arm on Clayton. Clayton trying to get back up to his feet so he avoids getting 2 points taken out on him. He's able to stand back up and break off of her. It's still 0-0 here.
Wrestling on mat number 1, Thomas Kovics, Macomb, Nathan Crook, Jacksonville.
Nice takedown by Jacksonville.
Nope, that's just.
Who do we have wrestling for Macomb?
On that side, it is. Oh, who do we have? I believe it's the lighter weights.
Okay.
Yeah, the lighter varsity weights. It is Clayton Shelton. As Jacksonville just seeming to have its way. They got him on, Clayton's on his back. However, it's not long enough for the 3, so she'll get the 2 points. On the other mat, it would seem that Charlie Hernandez was able to get 2 points. However, for Jacksonville, they defer on this mat, and Shelton will take down. Trying to drive back up. Unfortunately, he's taken down.
Looks like Macomb's speeding the mat up, and they're going to run varsity on both matches.
Gotcha. Oh, he's close. He's trying to fight away from the back. Jacksonville wanted 2 there. Unfortunately, the ref didn't think so. However, on the other mat, senior Charlie Hernandez trying to get the pin. However, Shelton gets pinned. Going on to the other mat right now, we have Charlie Hernandez trying to get his pin. He's almost got it. He just needs to get that other arm just down, even if it is for a second or two. There you go. Attaboy. Oh, Thomas Kobiks. I thought that was Charlie Hernandez. I thought wrong. Thomas Kobiks is a junior. He did a heck of a job. I am really bad with names today.
I mean, it's hard unless you're really around the Macomb sport and stuff. And we're not going off of any match from the coaches having anything prepared for us.
Yeah. On the other mat right now, Macomb going up against Jacksonville. I think this is the 32. I think this is 132 right now. As he tries to build back up his base in his, ooh.
These two are going at it tonight.
Yeah, they do not like each other. You can tell it's going to be a good match when it's not even a minute in and you got people starting to throw. There's only about 2 other things I can say that are more satisfying than a mat plop. Number 1 is obviously the hit on the mat with the tweet, and the other one is just the groans from your opponent after you get them in such a good move. You just hear, ugh, you just hear that, and then it just, yeah. Those are the 3 best noises you can hear in wrestling. Well, other than Macomb has won state championship.
Right.
But, anywho, Macomb will go back to take down. Trying to build back up here with 17 seconds to go. Is able to, and it is taken back down again.
Jacksonville's having some pretty good mat returns.
Yeah, they're doing the UPS treatment, return to sender. No matter how many times I try to mail it, they just keep on giving it back to me, man. I just want to make a shipment to Florida.
Jacksonville's going to take neutral.
I wouldn't have thought that they wouldn't. Just a reminder, let us know where you're watching from in the chat. As Coach Weston will have a little talk with the ref. So he goes over and
I think he's talking about when Jacksonville's had the Macomb wrestler down. Just having him keep his eye on the locked hands.
yeah, caution to red, and I think he started too early. Yep. Oh, he almost.
Oh, it's getting feisty on this mat.
It's getting scrappy. You always love those. I know we talked about heavyweight matches, but when you just got two really scrappy fighters that don't like being on the mat, those can be really funny sometimes, just because you can see them squiggle and warm out of any way possible. Like, get your hands off me, man.
Yeah, this match has been a good one to watch.
Uh-oh. That'll be another caution towards Jacksonville. That's going to... Can't do that again. If they do, it seems that Macomb will most likely get another point. However, he tries to stand up and is taking up, and again, return to sender. Went UPS. Trying to turn him here. Unfortunately, he's just not letting it happen. Trying to get that power half in. Chops the hand and tries to roll over. Almost pins himself there. Almost. As 58 seconds are to go. I'll give Macomb this. He is not wanting to go down. He's been returned to the mat so many times, but he's still somehow, some way getting back up. If you were a heavyweight right there, you get one of those, you're seeing stars. If you get two of those, you almost stop breathing. This dude's taken like 5 or 6 and gone back up like a champ.
Yeah, right now Macomb needs to work on getting one here and get out and get the escape. It's going to be Macomb's decision in the third period. Yeah. So right now he just needs to work on getting one.
Oh, he almost pins himself there. However, he rolls to his back. That's been a bit of an issue that we've seen so far. Jacksonville almost seems to pin themselves in that case.
Jacksonville had a good tilt there. Wasn't rewarded any points.
Good fighting overall from Jacksonville, and good just endurance and all from Macomb.
Right now, the Macomb wrestler's taking top.
That's the move I'd go with too, especially when you're down by nothing. Oop. It just unfortunately isn't able to make much happen. I still think though, even though he's down by 6, he wants to get back up. Just great wrestling this match, even though Jacksonville has been up by 6. Just overall great wrestling. Able to build his base here, trying to climb back up. Gets one of the legs hooked in, however. Something that I like to do when they chop their hands in is that I know what they're going to do in the windup, so I bring my hand in, and with that I grab their hand while it's on my chest, and then I roll them over or stand back up. But with 55 seconds to go.
Yeah, the Jacksonville kid's having a pretty good, he's having a tough ride.
Yeah, if anything, even if you lose, as long as you frustrate the other person, you know you did something right.
All right, we're going to switch you over to Kelly Ladd as the match on between
QND.
Macomb and Jacksonville is starting to wind down.
Yep. Kelly Ladd unfortunately lost her first match, but she's hoping to make this next match hers. as very defensive wrestling goes on.
This match just started. It's 0-0 with a minute 25 left in the first period. And now Kelly's working on a double leg takedown.
Coach Ladd giving Kelly some advice there.
I gotta say, Kelly Ladd is really the.
She's a trooper
She's
as
the-
she gets the headlock in and is able to get him on his back. Is she going to be able to get the pin here? It looks from this angle she's got a shoulder down but isn't able to get the other. Oh, she's got it there. She's got it. The ref's looking
She's
to
got
see.
it sunk in.
Yeah.
As the coaches used to tell me back in the day, look up at the stars.
However, the refs will not call it. That's tough call to make there. And even though you go either way, it definitely seemed like she had him down for more than the 5 count. But Kelly in another position to get it with 11 seconds to go. This would be perfect if she would be able to get a first period pin.
She's working.
Yeah, she's trying her
might
best.
get it.
With 1 second to go, and
she's gonna run out of time there. Like I was saying earlier, before that match got pretty intense, is Kelly is really the reason why all these girls are out. I mean, she set a trend when she went out and she went to state last year, and Kelly, like I said, you know, she set the tone, and now we're starting to see all these young women come out here and wrestle. So, you know, applaud Kelly for that.
Yeah, she's definitely a trendsetter for sure. However, Coach Ladd, I'm sure, is not happy about not getting those 2 very close and very much potential pins there. On the other mat, we have Cohen Green up against Jacksonville. Eight to 4. Kelly up by 4. Looking to get that power half sunk in. Unfortunately, loses a bit of her footing, but is able to get back.
Right now, Kelly just got to work on getting that leg in there and getting him flat.
Oh, she's almost got the cradle locked in. Oh, no. She just unfortunately not able to get it. However, hands locked on that one.
Well, Kelly was going there for a spladle, and when she was turning him over, her leg got loose. But Kelly did a phenomenal job there, and she knew she was in danger, and so she fought to get to her belly.
Yeah.
Now right here, she just gave up. She just gave up 2. So what she really needs to do right now is just work to get up on her feet and get 1 point back.
Yeah. With 1 minute to go. Slowly getting her base back. She's got that foot planted. Oh, she's turning him, and she's got it. That's got to be it. That has got to be it.
That's probably the 3rd time Kelly's hit that Granby roll.
Yeah, that's got to be it. That's pin. That is pin.
Right now, Kelly just needs to walk that arm out and get her head up.
Yeah.
She'll secure this pin.
There you go. Great match from Kelly Ladd right there.
Now we're going to take it over. We're going to take it over to the other match and watch the Cohen Green going against Jacksonville.
Yeah.
He's got a 4-0 lead right now with 48 seconds left in the second period.
Yeah, and Cohen Green, such a scrappy wrestler right there. He's
Right now
just
he's working to get these back points. Looks like the official has counted 3 back points.
Yeah. I'll say this about Cohen Green. Doesn't matter, again, where he goes, but if you have him down, you're at a disadvantage because he can get out of almost anything. But you see there,
17 seconds left. Let's see if Cohen can get he can get some more back points here.
gonna try to pull that arm. He's got it. Oh, is the ref going to call it? He gets a pin with 1 second remaining.
Left.
Wow. 1 second remaining. That's a
talk about finishing a period.
Yeah.
Off the right way. Cohen Green with a nice senior night finish.
on this one. Carlos Bustamane will go up against Jacksonville. As Carlos looks to make some offense happen. Both very defensive, pulling him to the ground. He had a chance to go for something there. Unfortunately, just not able to. Jacksonville takes a shot, gets a hold of that leg, and gets that arm. That's not a really good position to be there. He almost gets him to his back, but Carlos just barely fights him off for the 2 points.
Carlos down 4-0 now. Needs to just work on, or now he needs to work on getting the escape here and getting back on his feet.
Yeah. He's unable to, though. Just with that grip on his arm, he's just not able to do a whole ton. So he tries to get some back points there. Unfortunately, just isn't working.
What's up? Jax, give me some nuts.
It looks like he won't be giving you any knucks at all.
No.
Anywho, as we miss some of the action, Carlos still got his foot. All he has to do is push that head down and do something with it. But, he has that cradle locked in.
Move.
He played right into his trap. And Carlos Bustamane with the pin.
Those are the matches that we're talking about.
Yeah.
He was down 4-0. He just didn't give up. He continued to wrestle, and the outcome was in his favor because he continued to wrestle.
Sometimes the best part about wrestling is just being in the right place at the right time. And right there, he was at the worst place in the worst time and then made it the best place at the right time.
I just think that that's the thing I love about wrestling. It doesn't matter if the score's 10-0, 12-0.
It could
1-0. All it takes is one.
99.
One time.
99 to 90. In that case, they're just playing a game of who can get more takedowns faster. That or a lot of back points accumulated quick.
I mean, it really just is, you just never know. It comes down to just wrestling all the way through and who wants it more.
Yeah. Wrestling is a battle of that's for sure.
This is another wrestler that I've been really impressed with. Is Elliot Parkins.
Yeah, he's.
I think I remember talking to him a couple meets ago, and he talked about this being his second year wrestling. He's got a big background in martial arts and jiu-jitsu, if I'm saying that right.
Jiu-jitsu, yeah.
And you can tell how it's kind of played into his wrestling.
And another thing about Elliott, he's just a very well-built wrestler. He has a good frame to do it with. However, he's trying to do something here. He tries to stand up. Ooh.
And that's that jiu-jitsu I was talking about. You know, he just the kid's always, even when we don't think he's in a great position, he always seems to find his way out of a hold.
Yeah. Doesn't matter where you're at or where you are. Where you at or where you are, anything can happen in wrestling. – 27 seconds to go in the first period. Trying to get him to his back here with 12 seconds to go. He's able to. You got to fight here. You got 5 seconds to go. You got to fight. However, he is saved by the buzzer. Elliott will get no points, while Jacksonville will get 3. 5-0. Second period underway. I don't know what's going on in this match. Either ref's talking with someone. Oh, yep, it's 8-0 on the scoreboard. However, they'll be talking again with the scorer again. So as we wait for that, we will turn to the other match as we go to the other match right now. We will have some of the lady wrestlers as the Bombers trying to get a pin here. He is able to get to his back. Get to her back. My apologies. And is able to get both shoulders down. The back count is almost there. You got 9 seconds to go. Will the ref call it? Let's see here. And no. However, they will get 3 points. As the other match is now back underway, Elliott Parkins is on the ground trying to as he tries to get out of that pin. Kids.
Yeah, he's gonna be a little bomber too.
Yeah. Hopefully he'll be making it to state someday, as Elliott will go back, taking it to the ground, down by 9.
So this is one of those prime example matches. I know Elliott's down 9-0, but he's got the second period. He's got to get to work and finish it off in the third period. Right now he's just got to focus on getting one and getting that confidence back up.
Down 9-0.
Yeah.
But in his heart, he's up by 2. Unfortunately, he gets put to his back, and that's That's a tough position to get out of. He's going to look. Parkins is able. Jacksonville wants the pin, and they will get it. And I'm not sure if that will conclude the matches over here. I think so. As we take a trip over to the other mat, as we go back, 5-3, Macomb up with 5. Trying to get them to their back here. Just nothing seems to be working as of now. Just good defensive wrestling so far for both these wrestlers. Ooh, she's able to get 2, trying to get close to her back, and is able to break away. However, they'll call 2. Don't think she was on her back for that long. However,
that was a big period for Jacksonville.
Yeah, getting 2 points. Five to 9. Jacksonville's now up. Seems like they'll be talking it over right now. Have blood on the mat, I think, or an injury.
I think we got, this is Roma, right?
I have no idea.
I believe this is Roma. Roma Bride over here on the big orange mat.
Yep. Oh, yeah, so she has an injury timeout for Jacksonville has an injury timeout right now.
I think Jacksonville player right now is kind of the same of what happened last time. I think she was dealing with some asthma.
Yeah. Trying to recuperate right now. 35 seconds to go. What have you seen so far from both Jacksonville and Macomb today that you've been impressed by?
I've been impressed with all the wrestling. Just seeing a lot of action. Everybody's been wrestling pretty hard tonight.
Yeah, I agree so. However, trying to get her on her back and is unable to. However, won't stop her from trying. Try to snap that arm, bring her flat towards the mat.
Yeah, right now, coach is yelling that he wants Roma to put in a half and turn this Jacksonville opponent to her back.
Best way to put someone in the half, put your head right next to their spine, right next to their not waist, but right on their side. Drive and then pull their head towards you and then run. Works 99% of the time, and the 1% of the time it doesn't work, it works 100% of the time.
Right now, Roma's down by 6. She's not out of the match yet.
Yeah.
I think she's going to get a penalty point here. It looks like Jacksonville's got their hands locked.
Yeah.
So right now, Roman really needs to just work her way up, build her base. She, like I said, she's going to get this 1 penalty point here for illegal lock hands.
Yep. 53 seconds to go. Got to quickly either get
the wrestler has a couple violations that they can have. So she gets one more, that'll be another point.
Yeah.
If she gets caught with her hands locked again, that'll cost her the match.
Yeah. I think she's upset right now with some of the calls. Sometimes getting that little bit of anger this late in the match can be towards your benefit. You always want to be angry on the mat no matter what. If you're having a good day, well, that's what you should be angry about. However, they get pinned there, and Jacksonville with the win.
We definitely got to give it up for Roma in that match. That was a great match. She fought extremely hard.
Yep. And that will be the conclusion of the second batch of matches, I believe. I don't think anyone else is being prepared.
I think right now there's going to be some JV matches between QND and Jacksonville.
So until that comes on, we'll be taking a short break. You're watching TSSR Game Time Live.
After my appointment that day, I just made up my mind that I'm going to have my baby here in Macomb and this hospital, because irrespective of where you're from, who you are, it's just their line of duty to make sure they give care, make you comfortable.
I told about the staff of MDH, they're all good. And you will get all the support you need. This is just the best place for you and your family.
I went through MDH when we were trying to get pregnant. We were struggling the first year, and then when we got pregnant, I stayed at MDH and through labor and now for pediatrics. My experience was nothing short of phenomenal. I was met with amazing staff members who helped me through concerns that I had when she was first born, helping me learn how to be a new mom. It was really reassuring and comforting knowing that I had so much support and kindness around me. My entire pregnancy at MDH was amazing.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to TSSR Game Time Live. I'm Tegan, along by Emmett Hall. I finally got it right this time as we get some JV matches for QND and Jacksonville underway. As Macomb has done their fill for matches as of now. So, if you're from QND or Jacksonville and you're seeing a match that you like, just let us know in the chat. But yeah, QND right here, not looking at a pretty good position, trying to break off from the top here. However, get some points there. It'll be the 1-7 Jacksonville, and QND is once more on their back. Unfortunately, it seems to. Yeah. However, that will be a pin for Jacksonville. But as we go on to the next batch of matches. I think this will be the last set, or the second to last set. Well, as this next match goes underway. Seems that Jacksonville is now going to be the ones fighting off their back as they go out of bounds there. 1:36 to go. Getting good hand control there from Jacksonville. Trying to get him to the back. Hard to really tell what's going on from this angle. Trying my best. It seems like they're trying to drive into the arm and get that half in. He's able to and gets him on his back, and they're trying to get it. If he gets that locked in right there, yeah, he's just inches, and now he's got it. There you go, and just like that, Jacksonville. Just like that, Jacksonville with the victory. As we will have another match.
Yeah, so I just talked to Coach Ladd and Coach Weston, and it's going to be the lightweights against QND.
And is that it for the night, or is that?
Yeah, so after QND and Macomb lightweights wrestle, that'll end it for the Macomb group.
Gotcha. So, got some good batch of matches. Jacksonville trying their hardest, getting that power half in and turning is trying their best and is almost able to do it. However, they get lifted up and brought back down. UPS. Thank you. Trying to get that power half back in with 56 seconds left to go. Trying to pull. Getting hand control on the bottom there for QND.
I was about to say I wasn't really too sure what the Jacksonville wrestler was doing there, but it looks like he's getting ready to secure that pin.
Receiving the forfeit at 113 pounds, Ethan Hoyt.
The Macomb matches are starting to turn. Jaron Petty, that's the name that's the name of the other match. So, from his other match. So Petty is set to go up against QND.
So now we're getting ready to get into the varsity matches of the Quincy Notre Dame and Macomb, the lightweights.
Petty looking to get some hand control right here, but QND has that hard hook in. As not much happening so far, trying to find a way to work your offense in and make it work for you. Petty is able to get him down and get two.
That was a great double leg.
However, Petty is fortunately taken aback. and he's trying to drive in that power. However, Petty isn't having any of it, and he's able to break out of it just in time. 2-2. All tied up here.
All right, now a short period or short time, 30 seconds left. Petty needs to work on getting an escape here.
Yeah. Don't want to get called for stalling here. He's almost got him on the back, and he's got him. Ooh, trying to drag himself out of bounds. Trying to. However, that will be a pin.
Great match by Petty. Kid's got a lot of fight in him.
Yeah, Petty, even though he didn't get those last couple of matches, he didn't go down. He did not go down without a fight. As we go to our next match. Now that it's Charlie Hernandez.
Yes.
Hey, it's a redemption. I finally know how to say names.
Charlie's one of the seniors tonight.
Yep. So this is going to be a way to finish out his senior night strong.
I really liked watching this kid too. He's very confident. I mean, I just love his aggressiveness on the mat.
Yeah, he's just very. He has a big motor for a small guy. I could bet you he runs a marathon, swims around the entire Lake Erie, comes back, and still has a little bit of energy to wrestle for this match. Even though he's down, with 1:18 to go, Charlie, got to think he has the advantage here. Because with his energy, he could outlast.
That was a great job with it getting an escape there. Now Charlie's just got to work on his offense.
Yep. Work your game. That's what
Right now he's got the front headlock. Now he needs to work on either snap or swing by. He did a great job with the snap there. And he's got that leg in there. He's got to do something with it. He's got to flatten him out.
Coach Weston very adamant about stuffing that head and getting physical.
Charlie did a great job. He didn't realize, notice that he didn't really have anything there, so he went back and stayed behind him. Now he's just got to stay home. That was a great ride out by Charlie. Charlie chooses down. Kind of do the same like he did last time.
Yeah.
Work on that stand up and get out and get that 1 point.
Yeah. And in a game like this, you might come down to whoever gets one more point.
Charlie just got to keep wrestling through it. Right now could be, there's a great Granby roll.
Oh, he's got it.
That's
He
got some action going on. That was a great scramble by Charlie.
Charlie just working on his game, trying to do the best he can. Got a minute to go here. Trying to put that arm to the other side of the mat. Toss him over. Oh, he's changing it up. He's going for the power. And he's unable to get, oh, no, he almost got it, just a little bit more pressure, and he's got it. If he can keep that there.
Charlie needs to be able to secure that elbow. And
yeah, unfortunately, he'll only get 3 for that, but that's good for him.
30 seconds left in the second period. Charlie's up 8-2. And he's back on the aggressive side. Charlie's working to get some more points here. Right now he's got 10 seconds left. He just needs to stay home.
Yep, just
don't get any points away here.
ooh. That would have been pinned if there was like.
Saved by the bell.
If he had
still got 2 points there going into the third period, 10-2.
Yeah. Coach Ladd and Coach Weston know that Charlie can pin him. Charlie will most likely wrestle his game for the rest of the match. Don't want to make any mistakes at all. And Charlie with 2. So he wants to get that pin there. Fishing for it, trying his best. Unfortunately, QND, they're just relentless. They are not allowing it to happen. And unless my eyes are lying to me, we'll have 2 more matches going forward, and that will be Cohen Green and Carlos. You want to stay smart here if you're Charlie. Don't take any unnecessary things you don't want to. And able to roll out the mat. 34 seconds left. Gotta take your time here. 30 seconds.
Right now, Charlie just needs to hang on to this lead. Right now, he's got a major decision.
Yeah.
And now, Charlie with a nice drag by. Charlie's going to hang off to hold on to for the win. Major decision, 14-3.
Up next will be Cohen Green.
Tegan. I appreciate you having me on tonight for the broadcasting. I got a little 5-year-old. He wanted to come out and watch some wrestling tonight, but we got a school night tomorrow, so I think I'm going to take off. But like I said, I appreciate you allowing me to come and sit next to you and broadcast wrestling.
No problem. You have a wonderful day, and I'll take it over from here as Cohen Green is preparing to, win. As he gets some hand control there, breaks away, looking for something there. And then, however, starting to play into QND's game. Try to work his magic. They'll be called for a stalemate, I believe, and both wrestlers will go back up. Oh, no, Cohen will go back down. If you're Cohen here, you got to keep on working back up and do your mat and do your job, do what you want to do. However, QND has that power half in locked, and it's just not going anywhere. He's got that forearm right on his neck. If he can jump over, he's got it. But if you're Cohen, you got to build your base back up, get that 1 point before the period ends. You got 15 seconds to go. Going a little bit too high over the top for QND. And Cohen rolls over, and they're going to call that. And I don't know what necessarily was called that was. It seemed like QND was on their back along with Cohen, but it seems that QND will get the points. 5-0 going into the second period. But yeah. The second period is underway. Cohen Green will take top. Trying to get his legs in and spread his body apart. And the reversal for QND will go. QND up by 7. And Cohen Green's just unfortunately not having his match right now. Not what he wants, but still got plenty of time left. 1 minute to go in this second period of action. QND trying to tug and tug and tug to make sure Cohen doesn't not get back up. And Cohen's going to get his arm on the mat. However, it doesn't look like from this position his whole back is on, so for now, he'll try to get back points and be able to fight right out of it. And the ref will call. The ref has not made a call yet. And that will be the end. 3 points going to QND, as they are now up by 13-0. Cohen Green taking top. So he's under the influence that it's takedown. If it's takedown for him, he's still alive. If it's takedown for them, it's over. Got to work something in. Got to try and try. Trying to work around, find something. And he'll be taken down for 2. And this will be decided if it's a tech fall or a pin. Cohen doing his best to fight off his back, and that'll be it. Tech fall for QND as Cohen Green takes the loss. As next match, we will have Thomas Kobricks go up against QND. Then for our last match of the night, oh no, that's Carlos Bustamane, my apologies. Carlos will go up against QND. And then we will have Elliot Parkins and barring any JV or other matches, we will have the post-game interview. And then we'll see from there. As Carlos tries to work in his offense and work something. Trying to turn his back over, get a good hold of that arm. Trying to rip it and rip it, have it go his way. Ooh. He almost had something there. However, he gets turned to his back and gets he gets turned, but Carlos is not budging. And still not able to turn. Carlos is keeping most of his body straight. I don't know how, but he's able to. He's got it locked in, but Carlos is just saying no. And he's able to get away without getting any points going towards QND's way. They will go out of bounds. 6 seconds to go in this first period of action. Got to act fast to get that stand up here real quick. Got 4 seconds. However, he probably won't get it as the buzzer goes. Carlos only down by 2. Second period underway now. Carlos will be taking top. He looks to make something happen, try to get him on his back. Oh no, that's not a good position as Carlos does not give up the 2 again. He's still on top. Unfortunately, he is taken to his back. And I can't tell from my angle, but that is not good looking if you're Carlos. hard to really say. You got to keep that locked in, though. And I think that right shoulder is just barely up. He's surviving, barely trying to break out, but he can't do anything. QND's looking for a pin. He's trying, but it's not happening. Trying to keep his feet in. However, it will be pushed out of bounds. Carlos fighting to stay alive right now. 33 seconds to go in the second period of action. Carlos able to get up. However, he is rode out of bounds. 27 seconds left in the second period of action. $13 to go. Carlos working. QND trying to move. Got him with the bar, able to turn him. However, he rolls out of it quickly. And 1 point is given to Carlos at the end. Right now, your score is QND 7, Macomb 1 for this match. As both will take neutral right now. Trying to get something to work here for both sides. Unfortunately, just nothing is seeming to go. Working and working. Very good defense from QND right now, not letting Carlos take him down. So this match is just seeming to die down a little bit from the high exciting action from the second period. $35 seconds to go in the third period. Try to make something happen here for Carlos, and fortunately it seems like Magic just isn't on the side of Bustamante today, as with 12 seconds to go, it's looking like it will be a QND victory as Carlos gets taken to the ground with no time remaining. It will be the decision of the score is 9-1. And as of my knowledge, the last match of the night will be between QND and Hulett Parkins. Hulett Parkins with a quick shot, able to get two. A little bit too high. He's got the cradle locked in. He's got it, and he's got the leg lock. There's not much you can do there. He's trying doing his best, and that's a pin. What a good way to end off the night, it seems, for Macomb. As I look, no one is walking over towards there, and that will most likely be it for Macomb and QND. We will be taking a quick break, and we'll be right back.
I'm a pretty calm, cool, and collective guy, but... Sorry, what's your name? Yeah, Evan. Hi, Evan. Yeah, we have no internet. Nothing. I don't know. It just stopped working.
The internet is down.
I know, I'm on the phone with them. No, that was my wife.
I can't get online again.
Yeah, I'm talking to Evan. No, my daughter, my wife. Okay, can you guys not talk? Sorry. Yes, we have the white boxes. I see one. They got horns on them.
It's the one with the horns.
Yes, I see one. We have 11 of those.
I was on the phone and I got disconnected.
Okay, it's not about you. We switched our broadband service provider. Like Devin put in 11, Evan. How are we supposed to know which one's 7 and which one?
I thought it was Devin. Who's Devin? I got no service. Honey, you're blocking.
You can't stand there. You're blocking it. Don't block it. And the best part, I never have to speak to Evan or Devin ever again.
I think this one's 11.
11? We're not looking for 11. No, are we looking for 7, Evan, or 11? We have 2 next to each other. That's bad. 2 white boxes. Evan? Evan?
MTC Communications is building a high-speed fiber network in our community, and we're putting priority on the areas with the greatest interest. That means we need your input to let us know you want us to build fiber in your area first. Experience the speed and convenience of fiber internet by visiting our special website and registering. Let us know you want fiber internet today, and make your voice heard.
The industry-first 2-in-1 removable agitator from Whirlpool gives you 2 ways to wash. Jeans, in. Sweaters, out. Towels, in. Comforters, out. You decide. Whirlpool.
At Western Illinois University, leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there is limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
When my parents told me they'd be using Adam's Experts, I felt a bit replaced. I mean, they always called me to remove their viruses or get their printer connected to Wi-Fi. He even set up their new Roku.
How do I adopt a new son?
But then he taught me a few things. And now, we're like tech brothers.
Adam's Experts. Repair, maintenance, and setup for all your home technology needs.
Minimally invasive surgery offers a variety of benefits to the patient. We're now able to offer patients a variety of operations with small incisions rather than big open incisions. The surgeries that we can do now, minimally invasive, include bariatrics, hernia repair, colorectal surgeries, faster recovery, smaller incisions, faster time back to work.
The industry-first 2-in-1 removable agitator from Whirlpool gives you 2 ways to wash. Jeans, in. Sweaters, out. Towels, in. Comforters, out. You decide. Whirlpool.
I grew up in a small town in Missouri, and I like the feel of community. I like knowing the people that I take care of and knowing the people around me, providing care for someone that you know is in this community and helping them to get better.
I went through MDH when we were trying to get pregnant. We were struggling the first year, and then when we got pregnant, I stayed at MDH and through labor and now for pediatrics. My experience was nothing short of phenomenal. I was met with amazing staff members who helped me through concerns that I had when she was first born, helping me learn how to be a new mom. It was really reassuring and comforting knowing that I had so much support and kindness around me. My entire pregnancy at MDH was amazing.
When my parents told me they'd be using Adam's experts, I felt a bit replaced. I mean, they always called me to remove their viruses or get their printer connected to Wi-Fi. He even set up their new Roku.
How do I adopt a new son?
But then he taught me a few things. And now, we're like tech brothers.
Adam's Experts. Repair, maintenance, and setup for all your home technology needs.
I went through MDH when we were trying to get pregnant. We were struggling the first year, and then when we got pregnant, I stayed at MDH and through labor and now for pediatrics. My experience was nothing short of phenomenal. I was met with amazing staff members who helped me through concerns that I had when she was first born, helping me learn how to be a new mom. It was really reassuring and comforting knowing that I had so much support and kindness around me. My entire pregnancy at MDH was amazing.
MTC Communications is building a high-speed fiber network in our community, and we're putting priority on the areas with the greatest interest. That means we need your input to let us know you want us to build fiber in your area first. Experience the speed and convenience of fiber internet by visiting our special website and registering. Let us know you want fiber internet today, and make your voice heard.
At Western Illinois University, leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there's limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
After my appointment that day, I just made up my mind that I'm gonna have my baby here in Macomb and this hospital, because irrespective of where you're from, who you are, it's just their line of duty to make sure they give care, make you comfortable.
I thought about the staff of MDH, they're all good. And you will get all the support you need. This is just the best place for you and your family.
In a small community like ours, shopping locally can make a big difference. Did you know you can shop locally for your home internet? While you're powering your devices with super fast fiber internet, you also get to be a part of something bigger than yourself. Every dollar you spend on our services goes to making our town a better place to live, work, and play. You're helping us support local education, build a stronger sense of community, and keep money right here in our local economy. Thank you for choosing your local internet provider. We're proud to keep you connected.
At Western Illinois University, leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there's limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
When my parents told me they'd be using Adam's experts, I felt a bit replaced. I mean, they always called me to remove their viruses or get their printer connected to Wi-Fi. He even set up their new Roku.
How do I adopt a new son?
But then he taught me a few things. And now, we're like tech brothers.
Adams Experts. Repair, maintenance, and setup for all your home technology needs.
Minimally invasive surgery offers a variety of benefits to the patient. We are now able to offer patients a variety of operations with small incisions rather than big open incisions. The surgeries that we can do now, minimally invasive, include bariatrics, hernia repair, colorectal surgeries, faster recovery, smaller incisions, faster time back to work.
The industry-first 2-in-1 removable agitator from Whirlpool gives you 2 ways to wash. Jeans, in. Sweaters, out. Towels, in. Comforters, out. You decide. Whirlpool.
I chose MDH. We moved here and I was researching different places that would allow me to VBAC, have a vaginal birth after C-section, and the doctors here do encourage that, and so I chose that after looking online, and I wouldn't want to deliver anywhere else because they all go above and beyond, and they're so kind and actually care about you.
I grew up in a small town in Missouri, and I like the feel of community. I like knowing the people that I take care of and knowing the people around me, providing care for someone that you know is in this community and helping them to get better.
Well, I've always had an interest in the medical field, and then growing up I actually went through physical therapy myself for an injury, and that got me back to playing my sports and the activities that I loved. So seeing that firsthand, I got to see how much physical therapy could really benefit.
I went through MDH when we were trying to get pregnant. We were struggling the first year, and then when we got pregnant I stayed at MDH and through labor and now for pediatrics. My experience was nothing short of phenomenal. I was met with amazing staff members who helped me through concerns that I had when she was first born, helping me learn how to be a new mom. It was really reassuring and comforting knowing that I had
After my appointment that day, I just made up my mind that I'm going to have my baby here in Macomb and this hospital, because irrespective of where you're from, who you are, it's just their line of duty to make sure they give care, make you comfortable.
I thought about the staff of MDH, they're all good. And you will get all the support you need. This is just the best place for you and your family.
Minimally invasive surgery offers a variety of benefits to the patient. We are now able to offer patients a variety of operations with small incisions rather than big open incisions. The surgeries that we can do now, minimally invasive, include bariatrics, hernia repair, colorectal surgeries, faster recovery, smaller incisions, faster time back to work.
It was the community that really drew me back to Macomb. I'm from a small community, and I'm from a farm family, and ultimately I always wanted to practice in a place like that, and I felt that I had the ability to connect to people who with a similar background from me, and the fact that the staff members at the hospital and the support, all the support staff at the hospital was also focused with the goal of patient care. It felt like it just all came hammered at home for me.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to TSSR Game Time Live, and I'm here with Coach Ladd after what I'm hoping he feels is like a successful senior night tonight.
Yeah, it was a pretty good night.
All right.
We had a little different format tonight, trying to get all of our kids wrestling at the same time, or at least every round. I thought our seniors did a good job of avenging some losses from this last weekend at Quincy High. And Carter wrestled a kid who bumped up a weight class, and that kid's a really tough kid, and he was able to come out on top on that one. Max wrestled the kid who got third. He didn't see him this weekend, but he was able to come out on top on that one. Ethan actually lost to that kid in double overtime and was able to come out tonight and – what was the final score? 7-2, 7.
I think it was 7-3 or
it was
something.
7-3. It was a good match. started off slow, but was able to rebound. Malachi Butler, when you wrestle heavyweight, you win some, you lose some. He was a couple umps away from pushing the guy over.
Yeah.
And that just happens sometimes. And then Elliot Parkins, I was not able to see what he did against Jacksonville, but I was able to see what he did against QND, and he came out on top, and that actually won us the duel there at the end. And Charlie Hernandez, who's actually battling some injuries, was able to step in that last duel, and that was a huge match for us. And then Zach Green, unable to wrestle this year, but still a part of the team, and he was able to sit in the corner and help us coach and keep things running.
Yeah, it's always nice to have a good night when all your seniors did something well and something that you can work forward for going into not championship week, but regionals and then sectionals. Something that I saw today that was really good is that Max is still dominant as usual, and so has Ethan. But something I haven't heard much about is Carter's been at the peak of his entire wrestling career so far. It seems like he's finally reached where
he's
you
kind of
wanted
been
him to
the
be.
silent assassin. He kind of gets lost in the mix there, but nobody's put in more work than Carter Hogue. He travels and he finds all the matches that he can throughout the summer and the spring and the fall, and he's really come a long way since his freshman year. And the way that I have it mapped out, I believe he is now just 11 matches away from reaching 100 wins with, not having a sophomore season. That's pretty impressive. And Ethan is now at, I believe, 7 wins away or something like that.
Well, it's always good to get close to that. Last thing I wanted to say, it seemed that throughout the night there were a lot of good ways for our wrestlers to capitalize on mistakes, but they just weren't able. Do you think that's something that you're going to preach about in the next couple of practices?
Absolutely. We definitely exposed some of our weaknesses tonight, which is a good thing. We tell the kids all year long, we don't want to be great in November. We don't want to be great in December. We don't even want to be great in January. We want to peak at the right time. We still have a lot to clean up, but we still have some time left to do that. We got some matches ahead of us to be able to go out and see if that practice, works. But yeah, just keep plugging away at practices and every match, whether you win or lose, you can always learn something from it. Otherwise, it is a loss. And we preach that to the kids, and hopefully we can get back in the room and clean some stuff up.
Yeah. Well, it was a pleasure talking to you. I'm sure you're pretty happy that Ethan was able to get a win on senior night, and I'm also sure you're pretty upset that he didn't get to wrestle twice tonight.
Yeah, you know what? That happens, though. I think that's only his second forfeit the entire season.
Gee, yeah.
So he's had a lot of matches. I was just happy that the rest of our seniors were able to get on the mat, and they did a very nice job for us tonight. So I was very pleased.
Well, looking forward to seeing how the girls wrestle tomorrow.
Yep.
I don't think I'll be there, but it's going to be a really good opportunity for them to get in and get some last-minute pushes and last-minute right direction changes until reaching it all the way. So
absolutely.
Pleasure
Thanks for
talking
having
to
me.
you.
Appreciate
no
it.
problem.
Thanks.
No problem. And that will conclude our broadcast of Macomb Bomber Wrestling on TSSR Game Time Live. Thank you all for watching, and have a wonderful night, and stay all right.